How about now? How about now? Can you hear me now? Let me know. That's my fault. I did not do a mic check. I've been sitting at my desk doing other stuff. All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Sonia Brown. Sonia, this book, Balance, is everything. Y'all, we'll talk about that. Say hello to my sister, Tina Venus, on today. And hey, Dr. V. And I think my sister Lynn is getting on. I hope one of my brothers gets on because it's his birthday today. All right, let's get into Freedom Friday. I got a couple of things I need to cover to just kind of set us up for what we're going to talk about today. Yes, you see that picture. Tina, don't start. You see that picture right there. But let me just cover a couple things. When I was younger, and y'all let me know if you had this experience. I know some of you did. When I was younger, I could not go to bed if there were dishes in the sink. My mama would wake a sister up. It did if she got up to go downstairs, and it could have been midnight. She went down there and it was a fork, a spoon in that sink. She would come all the way back upstairs, y'all. Looking like how your bed looked. Come on. Good morning, Tamara. Listen, she would come all the way back upstairs and say, get your behind up and go downstairs and clean my kitchen. And I get down there, y'all, and it'd be one utensil, right? It was about her space. Now, she got on my nerves with that because I felt like you was just down there. You could have washed that spoon, that fork, and went on to bed. But you know you couldn't say that. You could. I wish I would say to her, well, why didn't you? Because, child, I wouldn't be here today. But here's the thing. I'm setting us up for what you see in the picture. I have this thing that, does anybody else have that experience? I have this thing about traveling. Remember, Mary, we talked about it. When I travel, the minute I get back to my house, I unpack my suitcase. Like on this, I can't sit down. I can't eat. I can't do anything until that suitcase is unpacked. Hey, Shani, yeah, you had that experience too, yeah. So I'm compulsive, and so if you are anything like me, I have been working on this project. And y'all, when I make up my mind, when I become fixated on a project, it's a done deal for everybody around me because that's all I'm going to talk about. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to ask you to help me get it done. I'm going to say, you know what I think we should. And that's just me. If I get my mind to it, it has to happen. So what you see, good morning, Rika. What you see on the screen is the result of a project. Me too, doesn't matter the time. Laundry included. Exactly. I got to get rid of that stuff. Y'all, I can't live out of that suitcase. I can't stand to look at it. I need to clean up immediately, right? So what you see on the screen is part of a project. And my compulsive behavior, as it's been called, is a blessing and a curse. But what I want to talk about today is remember we talked about letting it go and going up a size and growing up a size. Well, because I got started on that journey, this is how that pile that you see right there happened. Last week, God dropped a thought in my head. Hey, Anna, miss you, girl. God dropped a thought in my head, and the thought was, I need to clear my space. Well, y'all know, once he said that, I was in a world of trouble. Hey, sugar, how are you? I jumped out of bed, y'all. I booked it over to my office. I grabbed a sticky note that I used for Freedom Friday, and I wrote, I need to clear my space. And I sat there for a minute, and the word declutter came, and I said, oh, okay. So listen, clearing your space could be a literal thing, but when you do it in the natural, you will see the benefits of it in the spiritual, in your emotional life. Your space could be emotions. Your space could be relationships. Your space could be your job. Your space could be your mental health. Your space could be your well-being. You decide what that is. But what I'm going to do is share the 5 benefits that I found in clearing my space. Now, you can apply that the way you need to apply it, but it had to be done, right? So once he said, clear your space, declutter, I'm looking around. You guys, I have a 6-drawer long dresser in my bedroom. Get my hands right. There we go. And I also have an armoire, which has like 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 shelves. So I started going through every drawer and every shelf, and I started separating things and moving things. And I started this whole project, and I moved that project to the closet. And I said, I don't need to just do this. My nightstand needs to be cleared. I need to clear the top of this dresser. And it just became this enormous project, right? But listen, let me share with you. You may call it spring cleaning, but clearing your space can happen in your midnight hour. If you know what that means, then you know what it means. You don't have to have a specific time set up, but you need to clear your space at some point. Some people call it purging. Call it what you like. I'm just going to give you the 5 benefits of clearing your space. You can call it decluttering. You can call it spring cleaning. You can call it purging. But the first thing that I wrote down when I started thinking about this, well, let me ask you this. Does anybody have a space that they can think of that might need some tweaking, that maybe needs, let me show you something so simple. I have about 4 of these, right? And every now and again, I go through them and I try all of these things and I test them, because sometimes there's stuff in there I don't need. And so I just kind of clean it out. So if anybody got a space like that, the first thing, clearing your space, let me talk to the line, because I don't want people to get mad, because y'all, I get text messages. You know who you are. Clearing my space forced me to examine what I've been holding on to. Thank you, Shani. It forced me to see what I had been holding on to. And why? Now, you might think this is just size, but it also had a lot to do with, hey, Mrs. Robinson. It also had a lot to do with style. It had a lot to do with what I liked and didn't like. And I realized that I had some stuff that no longer fit who I am right now. It didn't fit my style. And what that said to me is, just because I used to like XYZ doesn't mean I have to always like XYZ. Just because of what I once said doesn't mean I can't change my mind. That's what growth is all about. Growth is about a transformation and a transition. It's about change. So clearing my space forced me to examine what I was holding on to and why. Why is that important? Don't let people say that who you used to be or things that you didn't like before and now you've changed your mind. Don't let them make you feel some kind of way. It is okay to grow. It is okay to change. It is okay to decide what I used to like, I no longer like. And while I'm talking about, hello there, Facebook user, y'all, that's Tamara Lofton, the mother of the Outstanding Eight. What I also thought about when I thought about size, I'm trying to think, maybe it was Jackie. I'm not sure who I was talking to that day about some stuff in my closet. But y'all, let's be straight. Let's be 100. Let's be real, okay? I have not been a size 6 probably in 6 years, okay? And a 4 probably at birth. Cut it out. You know your wide load parentheses is not a size 4, but you insist on holding on to it. And the person I talked to said, well, I kind of hold on to stuff because I think I'm going to get back to that size. And you know what? That's a possibility. But do you know that you could get back to that size and your style still not be the same? That's important about your space. Hi, Candidate Curry. That's important about your space. You may come back to a place, but still not fit in the space. Hey there, Nisi, how you doing? I hope that makes sense to y'all. So, does that even make sense? Let me make sure I covered. Why am I holding on to these things? Is important. My taste may have changed. So let me get to number 2, the second benefit of clearing your space. I'm just gonna say your space, y'all. I really mean me. I'm not talking about y'all. Clearing your space causes you and requires you to be honest and to have real, mature self-examination, real, mature self-reflection. Now I know what I've been holding on to, but why have I been holding on to it? I've been holding on to, y'all, this almost messed me up this morning. It made me feel like I didn't want to do this Freedom Friday. I've been holding on to people who aren't holding on to me. I felt some kind of way about that whole thing. Holding on to people who aren't holding on to me. I've been cluttering my space with people, places, and things that are not attached to me, but I'm attached to them. So instead of blaming them, instead of resentment, I got to ask myself, what part have I played in cluttering my space? Oh, good God. And I have to be honest with myself. You know, we get upset with people about things and promises that they never made us. They were assumptions that we made. They were things that we needed and wanted, but they weren't things that they actually said we could have, that they were actually going to give us. But we keep attaching ourselves and holding on to things, people, and places that are not holding on to us. So clearing my space made me look at things differently in that closet. I mean, those clothes are not attached to me. I'm the one who decides if they stay in my space or not. I'm the one who decides that they ever entered my space. So ultimately, that means the clearing of my space requires my self-examination because I'm the one who put them there in the first place, who allowed them to be there in the first place. Now y'all do what y'all want to do with that. I'm not going to bother you. Let me get to number 3. If anybody understands what I'm saying, okay, Shani, you said this on Monday. All right. I appreciate it. I just want to make sure that somebody understands what I'm going through. Y'all see that pile of clothes? Good God. Clearing my space. This is number 3, the third benefit. Provided clarity for me. When I cleared that space, I realized that there was stuff in there that I didn't even know I had. It gave me a clear picture of who I am. Long skirts, right? Um, T-shirts with all kinds of sayings on them. Those things were supposed to be representative of who I am. So when I started looking through my closet, it gave me some clarity about me. It reinforced some of my likes and broke down some of my likes. Some things I thought I liked. It gave me clarity in the perspective that I had things that still had tags on them, but I outgrew them before I could even wear them. What? Okay, let me put it like this. I had temporary clutter in permanent spaces. Okay, let's keep going. We take in stuff and we try to make it a part of our space. But before we know it, we've already outgrown them. Y'all, do you ever deal with some things, some people that some behaviors that they just get old real quick, man? They just got here and they already done got on your nerves. Still got the tag on them, but you already feeling like, nah, that ain't for me. I was tripping. I don't know why I even brought that home. I don't know why I even bought that. I don't know why I even dealt with that. I don't know why I even listened to that. Because let me tell you right now, hey Lola, let me tell you right now, that don't even suit me. I ain't even in the mood for that. Have you ever filled your space with some things that got old so quick it still had the tag on it? Clarity is when you recognize that it was over before it even started. Y'all do what you want with it. Do what you want with it. Let me get to number 4, y'all. We're not gonna be all day. Y'all see, we walking right through these. Can somebody say amen? Hallelujah. Clarity. Clearing your space gives you clarity. You can see in 360. You can see all the way around, right? Clarity. Thank you, Dr. V. Thank you, Tina Bina. I don't know where my sister Lynn is. She was supposed to jump on here today. Okay, let me get to number 4. Clearing your space can clear your mind. Clearing your space, hey, cousin, clearing your space can calm you. It can reduce feelings of angst and anxiety and those feelings that overwhelm you when you begin to clear the space. What if you put in this space that is causing you anxiety? Sometimes it's negative talk, negative people. Sometimes it's fear. Sometimes it's doubt. But when you start to clear that space, then you start to clear your mind and then you can breathe. Then now maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me, y'all. I'm not talking about throwing folks away. That's not what I'm saying, okay? But I feel better when I toss unnecessary stuff. Okay? I feel better when I'm not dealing with foolery, when I'm not dealing with messy people, when I'm not dealing with negativity, when I'm not dealing with a lack of faith, when I'm not dealing with a lack of trust in God. I just feel better when that is not in my space. I'm a calmer me. I'm a happier me. Now, if you know me, then you probably already know that if I get it in my head and I'm about to do it, child, I will throw away stuff that had sentimental value 5 years ago. And I'm like, child, I don't even like them like that. Get rid of that mess. What is I'm holding on to that? Because the relationship, the friendship, whatever it is, has long dissolved. But I still got reminders and little pieces of that person here and there. For what? For why? You can hold on to all of those material things and still not have the relationship. Oh, Jesus, I know I'm in the house. Yeah. Okay. In the way. Y'all, that pile that you see right there, that stuff came out of my closet. Now, if you look in the very, very back of that picture, there's a bag. That bag came out of the drawers. But that pile, and y'all, the pile, I took the picture before I was even done. The pile got bigger because my space was so crowded and corroded with stuff that no longer served me or suited me. And I needed to clear that space. Good grief. Y'all, let me get to the very last benefit. Y'all. And this one, again, let me go back. I am not telling you to throw people away. I ain't in your business like that. This is Delon's closet. Those are my things. None of your things are there. Those are my things. I'm simply sharing the benefits that I received, the insights, and yeah. Okay, let's get to number 5. Number 5 is my absolute favorite. Oh, it's my favorite. Clearing your space makes room for your next. Woo! Okay, now let's just be real. What's the word? It's not bougie. Spoiled, maybe? Compulsive. I don't know what the word is. But when I cleared my space, y'all, I had this corner and I was like, ooh, I always wanted XYZ. I could put that right there. I was already thinking about next. Now, that requires caution. It requires me to be careful because I didn't say it makes room for your better, because sometimes we just replace old behaviors with new old behaviors, right? We just substitute things. We swap out things, and they're not necessarily better. They're just what we put in something else's place. But I'm talking about being cautious and being cognizant of your next. God has something big, and you're going to need space for your next. Listen, clearing your space lets you see how much room there is for your next, how much capacity you have for your next job, your next dream, your next hope, your next love, whatever it is. When you clear your space emotionally, mentally, spiritually, when you clear your space, you make room for your next. Woo! Y'all. Okay, I can have a moment in here all by myself. Y'all ain't even got to be here. You don't understand. Your next. Okay, I don't have to know what it is. I just have to make room for it. I don't have to understand how God's going to do it. I just have to make room for it. I just have to make sure that there is room, because your next is too important to be hidden behind clutter. Y'all, I found some stuff in there that I didn't realize I had because it had gotten stuffed down in between 2 hangers. Oh, I forgot all about that. I didn't even know that was there. Listen, your next is too important for it to be stuck, for it to be mashed in between unimportant things that no longer fit you or suit you. Your next is too big to hide in the clutter. Your next, Lord have mercy, your next needs room to spread its wings. Y'all, I got messed up this morning thinking about what's next. Niecy, so powerful. I said, my next, it's not enough room. I need to make some room. I got to get rid of some stuff, because my next, it's going to be big, y'all. It's going to be big. My next needs to spread its wings. God spoke a word to me on Sunday, and he said expansion. Baby, you can't expand when you are bogged down and under that pile right there. Ain't no room for expansion. So you've got to make some room so that you can spread out. There's nothing wrong with expanding your thought process, expanding your faith, expanding your growth. Yeah. Whew. Y'all, I guess God mean me. Let me give y'all the scripture. I hope you've enjoyed yourself today. Ephesians 3:20 says, now unto him, able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we can ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us. Y'all, you've got to clear the space within you, the power that worketh in us. You've got to clear your within so that he can do the exceeding abundant in your space. You've got to clear within. It's got to be some room in there for God to work so he can do what he wants to do. Yeah. So that is our Freedom Friday. Hello, Bishop Stringfellow. Yeah, you've got to clear the within. Y'all, I'm back to this note. Now, this note is probably 3 weeks old now, but I put stickies on my desk and they're there because I need them when I need them. So again, I'm going to end today with asking you, for one thing, to please share this with somebody. And I'm going to end it with this same note from about 3 weeks ago. And I'm guessing, I can only guess, that the Lord is talking to me. Oh, y'all probably want to know what I did with that pile, huh? Let me tell y'all. I got a black garbage bag. I'm talking about the kind you use outside the industrial for raking leaves. And I began to fill that bag up. And I filled it up and I filled it up. And I did not go back through that pile and take nothing out, anything out. I did not keep one thing that you see there. In fact, I added more to it. And I put those bags in the back of my car and took them to Goodwill and got rid of all of that stuff that I had. Gave it all away. I got rid of it. And let me say this, there were some things that was just junk. I didn't even give it away. I put it in the trash. So that's what happened to the pile. Now, let me get to my note from 3 weeks ago. And I'm just going to insert my name here. You feel free to insert your name, Delon, comma, Dee Dee, comma, Delon Patrice, comma, Dr. D, comma, Delon Radaval, comma, stop squeezing into small spaces, small minds, small hopes, small dreams. Just stop it. Clear your space. Clear your space. Come out from among those small things. Come out from among all that clutter, those small dreams, those small hopes, those small visions. Go ahead and clear your space and make room for your next. Woo! That's good stuff. That's a bad God. Yeah, that's good stuff. I hope you have enjoyed Freedom Friday. I have certainly enjoyed spending this time with you. Have an amazing weekend, y'all. Enjoy yourself and think about your space. Think about your space. Think about what's in that space. Think about how it got there. Think about how to clear it. Think. Woo, looking forward to my next. Now, let me tell y'all what my next is. My first next is I'm about to jump on this prayer line. My second next is I'm about to catch that nap. Whoop! Look at how God made space and room today for my next. I love y'all. Y'all have a great weekend. I'm out. Bye.